Hello, my name is Alex Blackburn, and this is my presentation for the um, Neuroxchange conference at Master University. So first, a brief introduction to hippocampal neurogenesis. The hippocampus is a brain structure involved in memory as well as mood. Adult neurogenesis occurs in the hippocampus, and it is one of the only brain regions that adult neurogenesis has been found to occur. Adult hippocampal neurogenesis is characterized by the formation of new neurons within the existing neuronal network of the dentate gyrus, and is subject to modulation by many factors. Chief among these factors is exercise and environmental stress. Exercise has been shown to increase hippocampal neurogenesis, while environmental stress has been shown to decrease it. Hippocampal neurogenesis has also been shown to promote memory transience. Now on memory transience, last year I attended the Neuroxchange conference, and the keynote speaker's name was Dr. Paul Franklin. He presented on hippocampal neurogenesis and forgetting. During Paul's presentation, he cited a study where they trained mice to associate cocaine with either a striped or plain room, increased neurogenesis in some mice, and then tested whether the mice remembered the cocaine room association. Significantly more mice with increased neurogenesis forgot the cocaine room association than control mice who did not have neurogenesis increased. So why would this be? It was obvious to me that the mice with increased hippocampal neurogenesis who forgot the cocaine room association must have not received as much of a reward from the drug than mice that didn't forget the association had. So I wondered why that might have been. As I thought in my chair in the lecture theater, I thought a good place to start would be to ask why human might forget a drug-environment association. The first thing I came up with is that humans may have complex goals that require them to remain sober and have their attention focused on complex matters other than drugs, thus forgetting the association. But laboratory mice don't have such complex goals. Next, I thought that sometimes humans don't do drugs for moral reasons, and that might be the cause of forgetting a drug-environment association. But I can't imagine laboratory mice having the moral conviction to fit their conditioning with such a strong stimulus. Then it hit me. A human may forget a drug-environment association if the pleasure they received from their regular environment was so great that they didn't need a drug to feel happy and content. Now this could be what was happening to the laboratory mice. The mice with increased neurogenesis were so happy and content with their regular environment that they didn't need the cocaine to feel that euphoria, and thus forgot the cocaine room association. So I theorized that memory transience, specifically neurogenesis-mediated forgetting, decreases the complexity of the goals of the individual, as well as lowers the individual's criteria for an experience or cognition to be considered as contributing to its goals, and therefore increases the pleasure and positive affect the individual has towards more basic or previously aversive environmental stimuli through greater perceived contribution of that stimuli to the individual's goals. A little complex, but stay with me. This process also enhances behavioral flexibility and promotes generalization by causing memory transience of complex goal-related information. Through this presentation, I'll attempt to prove this to you through the example of learning. A study by Epp and colleagues examined reversal learning following neurogenesis-mediated forgetting. In one experiment, they trained mice in the water maze to find a fixed platform location. Increasing hippocampal neurogenesis after training and reduced forgetting of this location. Mice were subsequently retrained in the same maze, but the platform was moved to the opposite quadrant. Mice with enhanced hippocampal neurogenesis found the new platform location more efficiently, i.e. reversal learning was improved. The converse pattern was observed when hippocampal neurogenesis levels were experimentally reduced after initial water maze training. Post-training suppression of neurogenesis sustained memory for the original platform location, and in turn interfered with learning of the new reversal location. My interpretation of the study is that mice with increased neurogenesis would have increased positive affect towards their regular environment, and therefore more working memory devoted to positive aspects of their immediate environment, as well as less rumination about the dangerous water maze, decreasing the memory persistence of the water maze platform memory. Since there is increased positive affect towards their regular environment, the mice would have increased memory transience for previous environments, complex goals, and the related information needed to achieve those goals due to the achievement of those goals becoming less pleasurable relative to goals in the immediate environment. Therefore, there would be more working memory available to be devoted to the immediate environment, which would decrease the persistence of the water maze platform memory and increase the mice's reversal learning and cognitive flexibility, which was found to be the case in mice with enhanced hippocampal neurogenesis. This would mean that decreased or ablated neurogenesis causes less positive effect towards more basic or aversive environmental stimuli, and therefore increased memory persistence of prior environments' complex goal-related knowledge, due to this knowledge being more connected to the pleasure, and therefore more working memory would be devoted to the prior goals and less to the immediate environment, which increases the persistence of the water maze platform memory and decreases reverse learning and cognitive flexibility in the mice. So the contribution of that to the literature is that you have a more specific memory for things which you find pleasurable, and a less specific memory for things that you don't find pleasurable. That's the gist. And then I would go on to explain how drug-seeking behavior, unsupported actions and cognitions, and depression also spread source for my hypothesis. Thanks for watching my video.